currently earn money is I have a full-time job as an administrative assistant for a school. That's also where I get my benefits. I run a YouTube channel and I'm also a choreographer. Not only do I choreograph dances for my dancers, I also choreograph my days to help me save money. These are 4 things that I do every single day to make my evenings go really smoothly. So this will help me in the morning to leave on time, avoid morning chaos, and never miss out on any of that hard-earned pay. The goal for a smooth evening routine is not to add so many things. I see these people talking about morning routines and evening routines. And let's talk about morning routines for a second. It's like I do a cold plunge and I journal for 30 minutes and then I meditate and then I go for a walk and then I stretch and then I drink this and then I eat. It's too many things for me. And if you have a good ritual night or morning, awesome. But for me as a frugal minimalist, I want to keep it tight. I want to keep it short and I want it to be effective. I don't want everything just like a warm up to a warm up to a warm up. I got to get to the meat of the thing. I'm a single parent. I'm busy. I got to move it along. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I do every day is before I leave work, I know what I need for the next 24 hours. So when I'm leaving, that is my time. If I have something the next day that I need something for, I am not stepping foot into my home until I have those things in my possession. And that is because once I get home, I'm not going back out. I'm not doing it. And if I'm not going back out, that means there might be a chance I need to scramble in the morning to attain the thing. For example, you have a potluck the next day and you said you were going to bring something and you forget on the way home and then you look at your phone, you're like, man, I've got that thing tomorrow, I forgot. And then on the fly, you're like, well, I could just go through Dunkin' Donuts and pick up some munchkins or pick up whatever. And you end up spending more and you're ending up being more chaotic. Kate, don't play that. On the way home from work, I know what is happening in the next 24 hours and I make sure I have everything I need. If it is red shirt day the next day and Kaden's red shirt is in the laundry, I've got to do laundry when I get home. Have mental notes of what needs to be done for the next 24 hours so that when you get home, you can execute those things right away and not go into hot mess mode. What is hot mess mode? It is exactly what it sounds like. Picture you're playing baseball and you're flying around the bases with no strategy and you're just praying you're gonna get to home base somehow. We want to avoid hot mess mode. If you want more videos on how to avoid hot mess mode, type in Kate Kaden hot mess mode and a few will come up to assist in your plight to avoid this. When you go into hot mess mode, meaning you have no plan, you're flying by the seat of your pants, you end up spending more money, you're disorganized, and you're just getting by. We don't want to tooth and nail scrape by, guys. We want to thrive. We want to be in control of our money and our time and our energy, right? The next thing I do is I make sure I've got food covered for the next 3 meals. Again, like the next 24 hours, dinner, breakfast the next morning, and lunch. Cooking at home, especially these days, is going to save you a ton. Most of you already know this, but sometimes it's so tempting. Again, if you're in hot mess mode, you forgot to go grocery shopping, etc. I'll just go through the drive-thru. Do you, boo? Do you, as I say. But for me personally, I make sure I have dinner at home. I make sure I have breakfast, something to eat the next morning if I'm going to do breakfast. And I make sure lunch is brought with me to work, because there's nothing worse than midday trying to scramble around, trying to find what I'm going to eat. And where I work, I can't leave. Like I can't just go run out and get something. So I have to bring it, or I can get a school lunch, which is not the worst case scenario. And actually it is kind of affordable at school, but for the most part, I like to bring my own lunch and I have all the meals covered within those 24 hours so I don't have to scramble. And I'm gonna spend less if I'm going to use the food that I have from home. You all have shared with me that Food spending is one of your biggest problem areas. And I've got to tell you, if you missed this video where I had a change of heart and I started doing grocery pickup, I will leave it at the end of this video for you to check out because it has been life-changing for me. The stress doing a pickup has taken away. It's like immeasurable. I used to really despise going to the grocery store. This is not something I looked forward to. I used to dread it. My son used to dread it, dragging him around the store. We did not enjoy this task. And doing the grocery pickup has greatly reduced any stress, anxiety, or anything regarding grocery shopping. And honestly, of what I've tracked, I believe I save about $100 a month now, which was kind of alarming to me because $100 is a big deal now in grocery life. You know what I mean? That's very helpful for me. So if I'm saving money, it's saving me time, it's saving me all the angst. Oh, I just love it so much. I'll leave that video at the end if you want to check it out. It's been totally worth it. Love it. Now, a lot of you have shared with me that you do grocery delivery. I have not embarked on that yet, but don't count me out. Someday, maybe I will. The third thing I do every single night is I turn down the house. This is one of my favorite moments of the entire day. If I've had the heat going, I'll turn the heat down a little bit. If I've had my AC raging, I'll turn the AC down. I will close the blinds. I will turn all the lights either off or just a few little dim lights. I start shutting the house down room by room until it just gets down to our bedrooms. This helps save money on electricity and it just sets the tone for the evening. We are shutting down now. We are preparing for bedtime. It's a ritual I thoroughly enjoy. And the last thing that I will do, if it is a night that it's time to run my dishwasher, I will start the dishwasher before I go to bed. I've heard that's a better time to run it than during the day when everyone else is running it. But to be completely honest, I don't run my dishwasher more than probably once a week. And I know my parents run it every single day, but they're home for all their meals. I am not home for all my meals. I probably run it once, maybe twice, but more likely just once a week because we're only having dinner at home during the week. And sometimes I'll just clean the dishes right after, just straight up and put them back away. So my dishwasher use is very minimal. This is also when I recommend doing a quick tidy around the house. Make sure your sink is empty so you're not waking up to that. There is nothing more demoralizing than a messy kitchen when you wake up. Am I right? Am I right? This beautiful evening ritual sets me up for a beautiful night's sleep and a smoother morning. The fourth thing I do is I get my 8 hours of sleep. When I had a toddler, I think I've shared this with you before, but from Kaden's birth until about 3 years old, this beautiful child of mine did not sleep through the night. And if you guys have had children and you remember this time of life maybe where you didn't get enough sleep, it is enough to really mess you up. I would just fantasize about when I could sleep next. And as I've gotten older and Kaden's a great sleeper now, I'm so grateful because sleep is important and there's no two ways around this. And I want you to know, when people brag about their lack of sleep, I don't think that's cool and I don't admire that. I don't think it's a trophy that you should want to win. I was able to function on 2 hours of sleep. This will catch up with you, I believe, later. And I prioritize sleep like I prioritize the most important thing in my life because it's part of your health, it's part of your well-being. If I am not rested, I am much more likely to make terrible decisions. If I don't get enough sleep, I am much more likely to be cranky and a person you don't want to be around. If I don't get enough sleep, I physically feel ill sometimes in the morning because I'm not functioning right. My body didn't get what it needed. So prioritizing sleep, I truly believe, first of all, will keep you healthy. Second of all, will keep a smile on your face and keep the disposition that hopefully you want to be, which hopefully a kind, loving person. But when you haven't gotten sleep, you wouldn't know that. And lastly, I truly believe it helps with good decision making. If you're well rested, you can think clear. You can budget better. You can make better decisions with your money. If you're just running around exhausted all the time, you can't think. You can't be as smart as you can be with your budget, and you can't make the best life decisions that you can if you haven't gotten that sleep. So I can't stress it enough. The fourth thing is to get the sleep that you need. You might not need 8 hours. I do. 7 to 9 is my sweet spot. Anything under 7 starts getting dicey. I really try to hit at least 7. If I can get 9, heck yeah. So no more sliding into home base with your hair a mess, one shoe on, and a stain on your shirt. I hope these 4 daily habits / rituals will help you have a more effective evening routine so that you can continue to save money and not feel like poo? I wanted to say something else. But that's the general idea. Now's your turn, K-Squad. Leave us in the comments something you do to master your evenings. I can't wait to read through your comments. If you want more on grocery pickup, I'm gonna leave you a video right here. And if you wanna talk more about hot mess mode, I'm gonna leave you a video right here. See you in the next video. Bye, guys.